Yo, welcome back to another Flesh and Blood Blitz deck tech video. And in today's video, I underestimated the ability of the deck I built. At first, I still don't like the hero very much. I didn't like the hero much at all when she first came out. Um, it was right after I first started, or right before I started playing the set came out. Tales of Aria. That's where Oldham comes from. My favorite hero. You should go check the video out. But that's when Lexi came out, and I, wasn't really a big fan of Lexi, and then I tried her. I'm like, oh, she's pretty cool, um, and I thought I'd like her a lot, so I even bought the little Blitz deck. Um, so I'm like, wow, she kind of, she's good, but I don't like her. But then I built this Lightning deck, and I'm like, oh my god, this is good. This is actually pretty fun. So, this is my Lightning Lexi build. Um, Keep in mind, I am missing a couple cards from the deck, like the Shock Charmers, Voltaire, Perch Grockler, stuff like that. So it's not going to be a perfect build, but it's going to be a pretty good build. Let's get into it. Alright, so Lexi is a Elemental Ranger hero. She is the young version. 4 intellect, 20 health, and she has the essence of ice and lightning. So a lot like Oldham, who had earth and ice, um, you can run earth and ice cards in the deck, which means any card that says ice fusion, elemental, elemental ranger, lightning fusion, stuff like that, you can run those. Yeah, so her once per turn action is you can turn a face down card in your arsenal face up. If it's lightning card, your next attack gains go again. And if it's an ice, create a frostbite. And it has go again. It's not gonna the ice ability isn't gonna matter because this is not an ice build. I only have two things that are remotely ice related. The first one isn't ice at all, it's just like an aesthetic, and the second one is kind of ice. It's nice equipment, but like I said, this is just like a very barbaric lightning build. The deck itself is lightning, but the equipment and the weapon is kind of its own thing. And the weapon I'm running is Shiver, which has a once per turn instant. For one resource, you may put an arrow from your hand face up into an empty arsenal zone, and if you do choose one, it gains +1 attack until end of the turn, or it gains dominate. So it's really similar to Death Dealer or Redliner in my Azalea video. You should check that out. It's kind of weird that I'm doing 2 Rangers in a row. Not intended at all. It's just weird coincidence, but this is very similar to Death Dealer in the way that you have to pay for it, and you can just put an arrow in your arsenal face up. Which, unfortunately, this is an Azalea, so you can't put it face up, do your stuff, put it under, then put another card on top, kind of cycling. This deck isn't like that. It's just more of fast-paced attacks. And this just kind of helps get your arrows in your arsenal. The head equipment is Honing Hood. For lightning, you definitely want to run Voltaire and the New Horizon. So yeah, because New Horizon and Voltaire are so much better than Shiver and Honing Hood. But Honing Hood has an instant of destroying it, return all cards in your arsenal to your hand, then put a card from your hand face down in your arsenal. And that kind of lets you switch, because let's say you had a full group of 4 at the end of your turn, or 3 or 2, or if you had your last card in your hand and it was kind of poopy, and you just kind of want to put it down so you can deal with it later. Honing Hood lets you kind of cycle that through and get a better card. Let's say, a lightning card in this deck, because you're only running lightning cards, to give you go again and all that. So kind of help cycle through. Next is Deep Blue. This was in my last video. It has an action. Put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck, destroy it, gain 3 resources, go again. This was kind of a last minute add-in. This is only in there for if you get resource screwed, which I don't know how you would, because literally half the deck has cost 0. Only 4 cards have cost 2, but we'll get into those later. But, you know, just in case, always come prepared. Next is Code of Frost. So as an action, you can destroy Code of Frost, create a Frostbite. So this kind of helps them, like, let's say they're running a, like an Aetherize or a Rewind or something. This kind of helps them prevent from doing that, and, a Frostbite's just good. This is the only thing that can make Frostbites in the deck. Next is Bullseye Bracers. Again, this was in my last video. You definitely want to run Shock Charmers over this, but, just, it helps. Another equipment you can run on this deck is Mark of Lightning. Just as something to keep in your back pocket. So you can destroy it, and if you have no cards in your arsenal, you may put an arrow from your hand face up into your arsenal, gains +1 attack. Go again, just good to help buff your arrows, get your stuff in your arsenal a little faster, to let you fire your arrows. And it has Arcane Barrier 1. And then is Snapdragon Scalers. Obviously, I've run it in a couple of my videos now. It's just really good. As an attack reaction, destroy it. Something with cost 1 or 0, gains Go again. It's pretty good. Now to the actual deck. So I am going to structure these deck tech videos a little different now in the way I build my deck. Instead of going from red to yellow to blue, now we're going to kind of mix it all in. And what I mean is, like, here's the blue version, here's the yellow version, here's the red version. So I am running 6 Dazzling Crescendo. I really didn't have that many Lightning Ranger cards to begin with, or like Elemental Ranger cards. So this is kind of like the best I had. So having 6 of is consistent to just help you get your arrows a little faster. So the red one attacks for 4, the yellow attacks for 3, and the blue attacks for 2. So it's a 0 cost Elemental Ranger arrow attack. It has Lightning Fusion, and if it's fused, it gains Go again. Or if you Snapdragoned it, or, Bullseye Bracers, or, something along those lines. So it's just a good arrow to help you get through. And, it's just a good arrow. And it also gets you, lets you get some Lightning Fusion triggers off with some of the cards we'll get into later. Next is 4 Frazzles, 2 red, 2 blue. Red attacks for 5, blue attacks for 3. So it has Lightning Fusion. If it's fused, whenever an attack would deal damage this turn, instead deals that much +1. Just for some extra chipping damage. Makes your attacks have better breaking points for your opponent, so they can't just, let's say, block 3 or block 2. Instead, they'd have to kind of get some of the better cards out of their hand to fully block. Next is 6 Buzz Bolts, 2 of each color. Again, red attacks for 5, yellow is 4, blue is 3. Definitely the strongest base attack arrow in the deck, and that is reflected because, Frazzle costs 1, I forgot to mention. Dazzling Crescendo costs 0, Frazzle costs 1, and Buzzbolt costs 1. So if it's fused, it has the same effect as Frazzle. So it's just a stronger Frazzle. Alright, next is 2 Lightning Surges. 0 cost, lightning action attack. If it's placed from Arsenal, it gains Go again. No for 4 if it was the last card in your hand, or maybe you're kind of cycling it through. No for 4 is pretty good, especially if it has Go again. Next is going to be Shock Striker. So it has a once per turn instant for 2 resources. Gains, if it hits, deal 1 damage to them. So it's just attacking for 3. So it's really a 3 for 5, 3 for 4, which isn't great, but it's an instant. So let's say get the damage through. Let's say you have a spare yellow card, like a spare yellow Buzzbolt or something in your hand. You just kind of want to get rid of it to get access to some of the better cards in your deck to have a full grip next turn. Just Shock Striker. It's good for extra damage. Plus they can't block it. Next is Lightning Press. So it's a 0 cost lightning instant. A target attack action card would cost 1 or less, gains +3 attack. This is really good because if you attack with, let's say, Dazzling Crescendo, you put it in with Shiver or Bullseye Bracers. So it's already coming in for 5. And then the damage gets through, you say, oh yeah. Oh, you can fuse it with the Lightning Press before you activate it too. So play Dazzling Crescendo from Arsenal, fuse it, gains go again. You get all 4 damage through, then you Lightning Press it for an extra 3. Or you can press it in response to you attacking with it or fusing it. So you could fuse it with it, then in response play it, I think. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments below. But if you have 2 in your hand, you can fuse one, and then in response to the fuse, play the other one. So it's getting +6, and it's going in for 10, which is pretty good. Next is Amulet of Lightning. So I kind of did the same thing with this deck with Briar. I made Ice Lexi, Lightning Lexi, Earth Briar, and Lightning Briar. I didn't like Ice Lexi as much as Lightning Lexi, and I kind of liked Earth and Lightning Briar separately, so I have both decks ready to make deck techs on in the future, probably tomorrow. But I severely underestimated the amulets in these decks. I severely underestimated these amulets. So it has, for 0 cost, a lightning item. It has go again, and as an instant, you can destroy it. Target action card gains go again. Activate this ability only if you have lightning fused. So you're pretty much going to lightning fuse almost every turn, if not every turn. And it's just, if something doesn't have go again, like if fusing it only gives your next thing go again, or kind of like buffs its attack, then good way to just give your shit go again. Next is 4 electrifies. 1 cost lightning action. Next time an attack action card hits a hero this turn, it deals 3 damage to them. And if it's played from Arsenal, draw a card. So the red one deals 3 extra damage, the yellow one deals 2, and the blue deals 1. And it has go again. So it's a nice way to set up your next turn. If it's the last card in your hand, just kind of put in your arsenal, kind of wait for next turn, set it up a little bit, then really get in for that extra damage, and you can just draw a card, so it's not bad. Next is, so I'm gonna make this one a little longer. This is the normal Weave Lightning. It's really boring. Can I just say how beautiful like these lightning foils are? Like, I'm kind of sad Ball Lightning's banned, not just because it's a good card, but like the foil on it is beautiful. Anyway, so Weave Lightning is a 0 cost lightning action. The next lightning or elemental attack action card you play gets +3 attack. If it's fused, it gains go again, go again. This card is superb. A lot of the Weave cards are a little lackluster in some areas. Weave Lightning checks all the boxes. You're gonna fuse every turn, at least not if not most turns at least. So you're gonna be fusing quite a bit, especially since about half the deck is lightning cards itself. So you're going to be fusing quite a lot. Plus, if you have to leave lightning out, it gives it +3 immediately. And if it inherently has go again, the go again is is nice, but it's not necessary, especially if it if it doesn't have lightning fusion. This card is just stupidly good. Next is Entwine Lightning. 0 cost elemental action attack. It has lightning fusion. If it's fused, gains go again. 0 for 4 with go again, only costing 2 cards from your hand is still good. Invigorate is also 4 is just a very good breaking point, so it's a free breaking point basically. Anyway, Invigorate is an elemental action for 0 cost, and the next time you fuse, or the next attack you fuse, gains +4 attack with go again. This card is stupid. Like, it's a free buff. That's stupid. Next is 2 flash, so it's a 0 cost lightning action, and the next action card you play with cost 2 or greater gains go again with go again. And this card is kind of setting up for these 4 cards, which is Life of the Party, which is going to be 2 blue and 2 red. The promo extended art versions. So you may discard or destroy a card you control named Crazy Brew rather than pay life of the party's resource cost. If you do, choose all modes. I don't have Crazy Brew, and obviously I'm not running Crazy Brew in this build, so I was only concerned about the cost and flash. So I only have 2 flashes, which is a little unfortunate. If I had more, I'd run all 4 to kind of match Life of the Party. So really, what I really want to do is match the 2 flashes with the 2 red ones, and then worst case scenario, if I can't do that, the blue is a nice pitch. But so the red attacks for 4 and blue attacks for 2, and pretty much Life of the Party just has the effect of choose one at random. Well, if you do the Crazy Brew thing, you can choose all modes. You choose one at random. I prefer rolling a d6. So the 3 modes are Life of the Party gains when this hits, gain 2 life. Wait, I just realized, is it supposed to be printed like this? When this hits, gain 2 life, and then 2... I don't know if it meant as like a clarification thing. I don't know. But gain 2 life, it gains +2, and the last note is it gains go again. If you hit the go again, it's kind of a bummer because the flash is gonna give it go again, which kind of sucks because you don't, you can give a card go again, but it's not gonna really matter. Yeah, the only generic card to run in the deck. It's still good. I was just looking for a deck to run it in. If you guys know any other decks that Life of the Party can be ran in, let me know. And yeah, that was the Lightning Lexi build. I strongly recommend you try out this build. Excuse me, it's very fun. I underestimated it. Don't be like me and underestimate really fun decks. And I will see you in the next one.